Hey there, everybody. It's Speaker Shay Grace. Thanks for checking out all these videos. I love making videos. I am the resiliency coach. I help people overcome obstacles and barriers to success when I'm on the stage as a speaker, and also one-on-one coaching. Also, one-on-one coaching. I help people overcome obstacles as well as make money with their gifts and talents. I'm stopping by to drop a quick little video because there are so many things on my mind, and over the last couple of weeks, I have been positively impacted. Positively impacted in that I had a work assignment over at the Tyler Perry Studios, and I was so busy, first of all, that I really didn't have time to just take in the whole experience. So since the last couple of days that I've been off, I've had time to kind of rest up a little bit and reflect on some of the experiences. And think about some of the things that I saw and I experienced. And I just stand in pure gratitude for that experience. And it's not so much that it was well, I'll take that back because I've worked on a lot of different movie sets. I've worked in a lot of different TV shows or films, but it was something special about this particular. I can't talk to you much about the movie. It was called Acrimony. I don't know when it'll be out. It had Taraji P. Henson in it. I didn't get to see her, but I did see every other actor in the show, and all the directors, assistant directors, second directors, first directors, ADs, or whatever they're called. And that was a blessing as well. But it was special for me because it was Tyler Perry. Now, before I hadn't spent so much time thinking about Tyler Perry or knowing much about Tyler Perry. I hadn't followed him or anything like that. I just knew that he was a very successful playwright and author and producer. And I knew he had his own studio from years ago. But this experience was just so eye-opening for me as far as the possibilities. The possibilities. And I remember seeing a video on him some time ago on Facebook, and he was explaining about how he believed. He always believed that he would be successful, he would be wealthy, he would have great impact. He always believed that. And even when there were times where nobody showed up at his shows, or he was broke or didn't have money, or I think there was a story where he even had to live in his car, but he never lost sight of his dream. And I learned I worked 11 days there, and shoot, I did 154.5 hours in 11 days. That's not including the travel every day. Hour before work and an hour after work, that would put me like a whole lot more hours. But the point I'm trying to make is that he had a goal of producing this movie, and he wanted it done in a short amount of time. And I looked at the elements that had to go into making that happen. I mean, there's so many elements inside of a film production that is just crazy, it's bizarre, it's bonkers. All the people and the positions and the duties that have to happen. But when I looked at the top of it on the surface, tried to look at it, I realized that to pull something off, yes, you have to have belief. I mean some fucking serious belief that you can do it. And you have to have a level of trust that is unfucking precedented. You have to trust God to get all this done, but you have to have a level of trust in yourself. You have to trust yourself at such a deep level that you actually believe that you can put the leaders and the supervisors and the captains and the directors and the talent and the crew. You have to trust yourself to be able to attract top level and top line professionals. And to be able to attract that, you have to fucking be that. And when you know you're that and you are tapped in and tuned on, like I believe Tyler Perry is, then you can trust yourself to attract those kind of people to you. And when you attract those people who operate with a spirit of now and a spirit of excellence and a spirit of commitment and a spirit of can do and a spirit of grit, grind, and we're going to get this thing done. When you attract those kind of people, because that's who you are, then you trust those people and those leaders to bring in the crew and to bring in the elbow grease and to bring in the grunt workers and to bring in the talent and to bring in the extras and to bring in the equipment and to operate the equipment. You got to trust on several levels, but it seems you would have to trust on several levels, but you really just have to trust on the top level, trust in yourself and trust in God and trust in that inner guidance that you can attract the completion of a project, that you can attract the leaders who will staff your production to get it done. It's like only the strong are going to survive. Now, in the position that I was in, I got to come in contact with a lot of people. And there were a few people who would come and complain about how tired they were and, oh, it was awful, and, oh, there were other directors do this kind of movie in 6 weeks instead of 6 days of shooting. And I had a few people complain. And, you know, I sat there and I listened like, think about it. Think about it. You are working with one of the best producers and directors and writers and visionaries on the fucking planet. And if you can't hang doing a 16-hour day or 19-hour day or 20-and-a-half day, I had a 20-and-a-half-hour day. If you can't, guess what? There's somebody else out there who can. So if you don't show up, if you don't rise up, if you don't step up, if you don't be up about your business, you can be replaced. Recognize the place and position you have and then operate at your optimal best. Bring your fucking A game or don't bring it at all. That's how I begin to think, and that's how I begin to see, and that's what I begin to, internalize. And I realized I was surrounded by the best. And I didn't hear very many people complaining. I think they knew. There were some people, I won't go too deep into that because at my age and my level and the things I've experienced, I've had some pseudo-celebrity and some serious success under my belt at sometimes. I've learned to use a strong, keen level of discernment. So I said that to say this because I can pick out some motherfucking haters in a minute. Black, white, or otherwise, okay? They come in all colors. And the ones you think ain't going to be hating on you, they're the ones who will hate on you and put their mouth on you. Again, if you can't step up and bring your A game, don't get in the game, baby, with an excellent person like Tyler Perry. That's one thing I have to say. I have freaking mad respect for him. I have so much respect for him that it has inspired me to know that excellence can be had. It has inspired me to believe that production can be had on another level, and what most people think cannot be done can be done. And it taught me to push myself. It taught me to surround myself with other believers, other people who know God is able, who know that God is inside and can do all things. It inspired me on such a level. I'll tell you, one of the first couple of days I drove into the garage, I noticed some really nice cars there, and on the license plate I saw first, it said "Believe," just believe. I think it was JS Believe or Believe, something like that on the license plate. I said, I wonder if that's his car. Believe. And as I dive into metaphysics, as I dive into the spirit, as I dive into universal laws, I am finding that belief is critical to manifestation, critical to manifestation, just freaking critical to manifestation. And I say that to say this because I make a lot of videos on personal development and overcoming obstacles and etc. And even in my own experience, I found that I could put out a whole lot of work. I can put out a lot of effort. I can put a lot of ads. I can put a lot of marketing. I can make the best calls and contacts and all of this stuff. But if I have the inner dialogue going on in my subconscious that says this shit isn't going to work, that there's these old beliefs playing in the background of my mind, no matter how hard I work, how much I work, how long I work, if the belief is in the back that it's not going to work, if the belief is not there, it's an uphill battle. So when I saw that license plate, that was confirmation to me on the things that I've been learning, that it is about belief. It is about trust. It is about believing that your efforts are going to bring the outcome you want, the desire. It's about believing you're going to attract the right tribe to help you get your calling and your passion and your project done. Oh, my goodness. The next thing, belief and dream. Dream. He had a dream. He had a vision, and it's freaking there. You can walk into your vision. You drive into your own compound. It's because you saw it in your mind first. You believed it second, and you had a dream that it was going to come to pass. He had a building called the Dream Building. His dream. And every time I saw the D, the R, the E, the A, the M, I knew I got to do that. I got to keep dreaming. I got to see it in my mind. I got to believe it. I got to speak it. I got to expect it. I got to prepare for it. I got to take inspired action if I want my dream. Being there at the studio was like a bunch of little bees all working together in harmony to get a process done. It was flow. It was, what's the word? It was flow. There's another word I can't think of, but it was flow. It was flow. And it was ease. And it didn't matter what circumstances came. One day we had this big old storm that just came in out of the blue. Just came in heavy and just, but there was still flow. Nobody got bent out of shape. Nobody was like, oh my God. If they were, I didn't know about it. But when you are turned on and tapped in and tuned in to God, you're in that flow. And things happen on such a large level. It's just, if you can't tell, I'm at a loss for words. I'm at a loss for words, and that's not normal, especially since I began to talk again. As you know my story, I used to be a mute on and off for 6 years, where I had a terrible throat injury that was caused by a doctor that left me with no form of communication, not even screaming at the top of my lungs. I was not audible at all and was forced to use sign language or write notes or type on a laptop and turn it around so you could read it. I was the fucking texting queen. And doctors told me, if we do another procedure on your throat, we can't promise you, Shay Grace, that you'll ever be able to talk again. I had to choose my belief back then. Whose report was I going to believe? I had to believe that I would be audible again. I had to believe that I was going to have a voice again. I had to see my vision. I had to see myself speaking again. And trust me, I got some real big out-of-the-box ideas on how I did as I call a mind fuck, to train myself to believe and to receive the healing that I so desired. That's a whole nother video, trust me. But it came down to believing, and it came down to the vision, and it came down to the dream that I'd be able to speak again, and I am doing just that. I'm speaking to you on this video. Okay, so I'm going to come back on a couple other videos. This one is rather long. I was very inspired. I can't wait to see the movie when it comes out. And another thing, I noticed now that I've turned on to Tyler Perry, I went onto his page and started looking, and wow, he's got a lot of great TV shows. I don't watch television, so I didn't know all of that. I really try to stay focused on what I'm called to do, so I don't watch a bunch of TV. But now I'm feeling inspired, like, okay, well, let me go and look and see what he's doing. But I noticed one day, like after we wrapped, he was like in a whole nother city putting videos on the page. And I'm thinking, God, he ought to be tired. But he was looking all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and chilling. I'm like, golly, where do you get that energy? Wow, that's amazing. And what it told me is it can be done. God will renew your strength and your energy when you're operating and moving in what he's called you to do. He said work, rest, and repeat. Work, rest, and repeat. And he was laying his ass on the beach. I said, yes, that's what I want. That's what I want. So I've got, like I said, more lessons that I picked up while I was there, but it was an honor to work there. And it lets me know that I just need to continue to believe in my dream. If I'm going to be an internationally renowned motivational speaker, okay, motivating and impacting people's lives so they can use the potential within, I got to believe that. I got to see that. I got to see that dream with me on the stage telling people they can overcome obstacles. They can still win. Get up, you can still win. I don't care if you're blind, you're dumb, you're stupid, you got death, you got disease. For me, I was a mute. I'd have had no voice. But I got up. And I can still win. And you can get up and you can still win. This is Speaker Shay Grace. Thanks for checking out this video. I got more videos on my YouTube channel, Severely Ambitious. And listen, if you'd like for me to come talk to your group or your audience or your conference, check me out at speakershaygrace.com. I would love to come and talk to your group and bring my best. I'll talk to you in the next video. God bless. And remember, just believe and keep on dreaming, because it can happen for you too, just like it happened for Tyler Perry. All right, peace out.